Hey everybody, it's Nate from Ferocious. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Ferocious Friday Free-For-All. So glad you guys are here. Really glad. And we've got Bearded Mike Watson here on standby, so I'll be bringing him on in just a minute or two. But thank you so much for being out here on the show with us. E-Rock was first. What's going on, brother? So glad you are here. Cindy was second. How's it going, Cindy? Thank you so much for being here. And then, of course, Bearded Mike Watson is here too on the stream. So let me just bring him on right now. So here he is. What's going on, Mike? Let's see. Can you hear me, Mike?
Hey, there we go.
There we go. All right. What's going on? So people are starting.
I lost audio for a minute.
Oh, that's okay. So people are just starting to join now. We've got two people on right now actually one on Facebook and one on YouTube. So I want to say, I think there's another show that's happening too on Fridays at this time. Isn't Ken doing his show? He just started up his new show at this time.
Could be.
I think he
I thought I saw Daniel with something going on too.
Yeah, he's got the other, he's got a show, and I think, is he on an hour? He's on an hour before me, I think. But his might bleed in too. So sometimes some of his guests will jump on here after. So, hey, what's going on, Tommy? Hope you're doing well, man. Lenny's here as well. So yeah, the numbers are kind of going in and out. But that's okay. It's 100 degrees out, and it's summertime. Hopefully people are out having fun.
Oh, for sure.
So Lenny, what's going on? Hope you're doing well, man.
Hey, Lenny.
Yeah, see, what it is like, you can see when people make comments, you kind of know, like, who's actually still here. But on my screen, I just show, like, the total number of people on. And there's one in Facebook and one in YouTube. It's reporting. So, Aldemir, okay. What's going on? So sometimes people, I think, since there's multiple shows, they may be like jumping back and forth between different shows.
Right.
So, E-Rock, why you bump me off? Good, I'm doing well, Lenny. Thank you, man. It's been nice being able to be on at noon just for like a half hour, just to kind of, hang out and talk about whatever.
How's that going so far? Good.
It's been decent. Yeah, it's for me, it's just like an escape from just the monotony of the day sometimes, and it's good to just get on here and just just kind of talk to people. I really do enjoy that.
Hey, Logan.
So, hey, Logan, what's going on? How's everything with you, Logan? Today I've got one more after this in the fridge. This is a Grolsch. This is a Dutch beer.
I've seen those here.
Okay, they're pretty cool. I love the bottle design with the top.
Right. My wife, she does. She drives all over the valley and does loan refinancing. Come to your house and re-sign your refinance papers. She signed a guy. God, it's been a couple of years ago.
Thanks.
He worked for Sam Adams or Boston. I think it's Boston Brewing Company or whatever.
Yeah.
She brought me these huge bottles. There was 3 of them, and they all had tops like that. One you couldn't get in Arizona. One, let's see, there was 3 different ones, and I think the other 2 you could only get out of the country.
Really?
So it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, especially from Sam Adams, because living in Rhode Island before, we used to, of course, Sam Adams was pretty popular up there, and
for sure.
I never liked their regular brew, but I liked their Oktoberfest brew, Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Okay. I like they do a summer one, like a summer ale or something that's kind of citrusy.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay.
It's good when it's hot out.
Yeah. Especially after you mow the lawn or something. Well, you don't have a lawn, do you? Or do you?
No, actually we don't. It's all just gravel here, which was kind of nice. When we moved in, I was like, man, I'm going to a regular house. I'm going to have to cut grass. And we walked in to look at it, and that was one of the first things I did. I looked in the backyard. I'm like, sweet. It's all gravel.
Sweet.
So I fight the weeds instead.
Yeah, I know. I get a ton of weeds in like the gravel around like where the pool is. They just pop up, and because there's a slide too, water drips down sometimes from there,
Right.
and it just, it's like the perfect breeding ground. And I probably similar the weeds in Arizona. They're like, they don't want to die, and like they've got like little prickly things at the bottom where you would go to pick them.
Yeah.
Man.
So I always have to watch them around the dog because she gets them caught in her paws.
Yes. So, hey, Rob Brandon, what's going on, Rob? Thanks for being here, brother. So we're just kind of just figured, Mike's been someone who's visited this show, wow, pretty much since at least day 2, if not day 1. So
pretty close.
It's been a while, and so he and I have started talking on the phone fairly regularly, and we just got to thinking. He just got himself a new office, and decided why not come on the show and just kind of talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Whatever.
Mike,
Hey, tell me about that. Was it the F-bomb?
Yeah. So the F-bomb. It's actually like a remake. So originally, the original F-bomb I made was a tattoo bomb. And what I had done for that one is I took out lanolin, because lanolin's not good for new tattoos.
Right.
And I had put vitamin E in it instead. But I found that most people, like, when they get tattoos, they have a favorite tattoo ointment or treatment that they like to use. Sometimes the tattoo artist will recommend a certain kind. So I just found it wasn't selling that well. So I decided, one of the things I always do is if something's not selling, I always think fail quickly and move on. That way it's not just sitting there.
Right.
But what I did was, since my regular balm, even though we all use it for beards, it's great for things like dry skin, dry feet, dry elbows, whatever you have that's dry. If you wanted to put that on, it's going to make it feel a lot better. So I just decided to repurpose it, and it's now this one has the lanolin in it. It's exactly the same as the beard balm, except there's no fragrance in this, and it's a multi-purpose body balm. So it's the same ingredients. It's a 1 ounce container, glass jar.
I'm about to check that out because working from home, I sit with most of the time with no shoes on the carpet behind my desk all day. The feet just get dried out, something fierce.
Oh, yeah, I know. Mine too. And I mean, I did put it on my feet last week, and then I just put socks over it, and it just made my feet, like for 2 days, it was soft. I mean, it was, even though I took a shower between that and still, but it really, really works for a couple of days. And I think, anytime you start to notice you've got dry feet or any dry skin, if you put that on, it's gonna help. And it's all natural, there's nothing bad in it. So.
Yeah, Alfredo.
Hey, Alfredo. Alfredo from Paranormal is here. Thank you for joining us, Alfredo. Appreciate you, man. Russ Young, sorry I'm late. No worries at all, man. You're fine. Hey, look who joined us here. Steven, that metal guy 1983 is here too. What's going on, brother? Really glad to see you. Haven't seen you for a little bit, man, and I hope you're doing well. Up in the Pacific Northwest. Russ got a tardy pass. No problem at all. No, you're fine.
Right. We're just hanging out, so it's all good.
Yeah, this is just one of those hanging out. It's so interesting. Like I didn't really know how the format would go for the daily show. I was only doing a half hour, 30 minutes, and I find the time goes by so fast. Like it really does. 30 minutes is a pretty short show. But it's just enough to kind of like talk about new things I'm doing during the day, or if something's happening in the community, they want to talk about it. People want to talk about it, just to kind of just talk about whatever the thing of the day is, and then just the next day will be something different. So it's pretty cool.
The metal guy had COVID, man. Hopefully you're doing better and coming around.
Yeah, alive and on the mend. Man, I'm so glad to hear you're getting better, brother. I know, like, my kids just started school this year or this week, Thursday and Friday. Then they'll go back again for the full week starting Monday. But I don't know about Arizona, but I know in Texas, the governor mandated that schools cannot mandate they can't have a mask policy that says that masks are mandated. And since that, there's been a couple of school systems in Texas. They call them ISDs, which stand for Independent School Districts.
Right.
So, like, I live in Fort Worth, but we're in the Keller ISD because they separate the ISDs a little differently than the cities. So, like, the jurisdiction is a little different. So, because my kids go to a public charter school, it's even a little bit more strange because you have to they have to follow the governor's mandate or they can lose the charter. So
yeah,
it's
similar here.
Is it?
The governor did the same thing. They call them districts here.
Okay. Yep.
But same principle. But we've actually had a few schools, including Arizona State University, that came out and said mask mandate anywhere inside a building on campus. And so now, I don't know, the legislature has gone back and they sent a letter to the governor saying, hey, we want you to pull the funding from those schools because they're totally violating your law that you passed, stating they couldn't have a mask mandate. Now, like right now, I only have my daughter in school, and there's no mask mandate there. They're still taking other precautions, but
and my kids, they're wearing masks because they can. It's just that the school can't mandate that they wear them.
Right. Same here.
Okay, but
they have that signage everywhere that says you can wear it, don't wear it. It doesn't. It's totally optional.
Sure. Yeah, just to me, it just is. I mean, I may be in the minority, but I think it's kind of split here in Texas. But I feel like, at least for schools, I get it with businesses. Businesses should be able to make up their own policies. But I feel personally like if my kids who are under 12 and can't get vaccinated yet because they're under 12, I just wish that. Like, I don't understand the mentality that says, we forbid you to have masks in a public school when the kids who are going there can't be vaccinated yet. I don't understand the actual logic behind that. But it's just gotten political, really. So that's really what it's all about, I guess, because it's really like all these like the governor, and then you've got all these different judges in all the different counties deciding for themselves if it's valid or not valid, and then I think eventually it's going to go to the Texas Supreme Court and probably other Arizona Supreme Court, probably.
Yeah, it's just going to keep getting crazy.
Yeah.
Now I know. So we've talked about my son is in the Army right now. They just completed, they call it the Forge. The update I got on Facebook this morning says they completed it at 0500 this morning.
Oh, wow.
It was like, I think they started Tuesday. And they pack up their rucksacks and they march out 10 miles, set up camp, do some stuff. And then each day they hike back 3 miles. And they completed it this morning. And, but I was watching a live stream from there the other day, and the Department of Defense or somebody has actually gone up to the president. And as of September 15th, if you're in the military, they're going to mandate it.
Okay.
And if not, they will find a way to remove you.
Yeah. Well,
unless,
I mean,
obviously you've got some medical condition that prohibits it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And with this Delta variant, like there's so many hospitals that are almost full in certain counties in Texas. That they're actually flying some people out of the area to other parts of the state that have some room. Just different. It's just a crazy world. Like you would think like we'd be just about done with this, and instead it's like it just seems like it's going to be a continuing thorn, for us for a while. So let's just hope that things improve. I think at some point they will, but like I would never predicted we'd still be in this. It's almost like we're repeating it, Yeah,
it's like, okay, round 2, ding ding, here we go.
Yep, exactly. So
see, we got more people joining.
Oh, cool. Bearded Beta's here. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for being here.
Beta.
Aldemir says should have one mandate across. And Russ mentioned too that in Florida it's the same thing. Yeah, Florida and Texas very similar ideologies for the hold on.
Yeah, same with Arizona.
Yep. Yeah. So
Big Man Bearded, what's up, brother?
Yeah, it's funny too. I noticed that for some reason I always was referring to you in the like videos and stuff as Bearded Mike Watson, but you changed your name on, or did you? Like I'm getting them all mixed up because it's Big Bearded Mike now on Instagram.
Instagram is one and YouTube is another.
Okay.
I tried to get the same across the board, and one was taken on one side and one was taken on the other. So.
You should contact him and say, "I'll trade you."
Yeah, can we trade names up if it's the same people or something? I don't know.
Right. Justin's. Hey, Justin, what's going on? Justin, doesn't help the border is wide open. Yeah, actually, speaking of even internally in the U.S. borders, state to state, I heard that there may be. Sometimes I'll look at Drudge Report just because it's like kind of like a good snapshot of different things happening. And I did see a headline today that they're talking about maybe to cross interstate borders, you have to have your. I think they think they're referring to at least the vaccination card, which of course is easy to fake, But I've got mine in my drawer so it doesn't get lost because you never know when that's going to be important. So.
And we went to an Arizona Rattlers game, indoor football league, Sunday afternoon with the family. Some people had masks, some people didn't. I mean, and literally you're sitting on top of each other in there. And there was, good sized crowd, and I don't know,
yeah.
Try to take the precautions you can. And some people had masks, some people didn't. It just kind of.
Yeah. Like Texas Rangers started, they just opened a new ballpark this year. It's an indoor stadium. Like, how many people wish we had an outdoor stadium now? Because that outdoor stadium, even though it was hot in the summer, at least, it was more comfortable being outside, for an event than indoors
for
these type of things.
They played in Arlington, right? At the ballpark in Arlington? Okay.
Exactly. And it was a great stadium, only about probably 15 years old, I think. But the problem was that they'd almost never fill up all the seats because it was just too hot to sit there in the sun and watch baseball on a afternoon game. So right next door they built a new stadium that has a retractable roof, similar to Cowboy Stadium.
Okay.
And so they moved to that stadium for this year, and the old stadium's just sitting there. I'm not sure what they're going to eventually do with it. They may just knock it down, but it's too bad though. It's a beautiful stadium.
That's what the Diamondbacks play in here. Ever since day one they built the dome stadium, but Arizona, it's nothing for it to be 122 during the summer here.
But it's a dry heat, Mike.
Yeah. Not lately, man. We've been getting some. Finally, monsoon decided to show up this year. We've got some rain lately.
Oh, wow.
It's been kind of nice.
Let's see. So Lenny is asking how your son is.
Well, Lenny, kind of a story with that. He will actually be 16 on this coming Sunday, and kind of been a major falling out. I think I told you guys he had to do 30 days in jail for some assault charges that he picked up
Mm-hmm.
while he was in a group home. And so the last time that my wife and I actually saw him was probably the beginning of March. And then we talked to him a little bit after he got out. The reports that I got from case manager said he was doing better, staying clean, doing what he was told, doing his chores, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But he's just the attitude and the defiance and whatever towards us anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Still blaming my wife and I for where he's at and why he's there. And so the last update that I got, probably a week and a half ago, whenever I was talking to you about it, Nate, I know we talked about it.
Yeah, about a week and a half ago.
Is that once he turns 16 on Sunday, he's going to petition to have our parental rights separated, which you can do in Arizona at 16.
Mm-hmm.
And move into what DCS calls independent living. They help them with a hotel. I think or not a hotel, but an apartment. And I think they have, a certain area where they do this. They help them, finish out getting their diplomas, get a job, mm-hmm. got a place to stay, teach them what they need, teach them survival skills. Mm-hmm. How to do a budget, what it's like to work, how to do a resume, that kind of stuff. And basically he becomes a ward of the state until he's 18.
So I have a question, Mike, about that. Once he makes that commitment, and assuming it's approved, can he change his mind after?
My understanding is no.
Okay.
My understanding is that is a done deal, and it is what it is. And my wife Michelle, we've had many long conversations about it. Talked to my folks about it. Talked to her folks or her grandparents about it, and just decided that if that's really what he wants, he says he has goals. His goal is to get his diploma, and then he wants to find a way to get over to Paris and go to culinary school.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Russ, it wasn't necessarily their idea. This was they talked to him about giving him options and here's what you can do, and he's kind of accepted the same thing that we have, that there's a lot of I don't even know how to say it, just a lot of tension and a lot of stuff that he doesn't want his team to fix. And he thinks mm-hmm. it's one of those where he thinks the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. So
yeah,
but it's like I told this case manager, I said, he better make sure that he understands what's done is done.
Sure. Yeah, because a lot of times, and I experience it too here, like kids, they have in their mind what they think is going to be so much better than what the scenario they're in at the moment is.
Right.
And, they don't, like one of my daughters wants to go to the public high school in the Keller ISD, which that's okay. The Keller ISD is actually a really good school department, but she's in this charter school now. And one of the benefits of being in the charter school is that, it can lead to essentially having an associate's degree by the time you've graduated.
That's awesome.
But she doesn't. She's tired of uniform. She's tired of that structure. She's probably tired of Chinese. She thinks there are, and I think to a certain extent she's right. There's more in the regular public school. There's more. I think there's more. You can kind of express yourself a little more because
right.
You can just pick your clothes that you want to wear that as long as they're school appropriate, you can it's not a uniform, and it's not quite as structured. So I can see why she wants to do that, and I think we're pretty much on board with that. But again, though, she's never been there. She doesn't know what it's actually like. And I know how tough high school was when I was in high school.
Does she have friends that go there?
No, but I think in her mind, she'll be able to meet, new friends at that school. I mean, she has friends outside of school, but
Right.
I think it's really like the type I don't know. I just think she's looking forward to not having to be in that structured environment anymore. And in your case, the only similarity is, you have in your mind one thing that's going to be, and then it may or may not be like that by the time you actually get over it and you cross over to that
Right.
side, So,
But it's just, I kind of, as bad as it is, we kind of sat back and we both kind of went, well, okay. What really upset us is we had a case manager that we thought was kind of on our side about everything, and then once all this came out, we were supposed to have a meeting the end of July,
okay.
and we got told, oh, that meeting got canceled or postponed because blah 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 whatever. And then all of a sudden, I come to find out after the fact, no, they had the meeting, they just had it without us, and that's when all this was discussed. So I said, well, then I told my wife, I said, then I'm done talking to them too. I'm like, if they want something, they can reach out, but in the meantime, we're just gonna, she's talked to her attorney, I've talked to my attorney, let them know where we stand on the whole situation, and then unless they move it, the next court date is September.
Okay. And will that be when they determine that court date, or is that just kind of
they have to put into what they call it's like a change of plan or something like that, that they have to say, okay, well, no longer, the original plan was reunification. Now it's now they want to change it to where he'll go into independent living and basically become a ward of the state.
I got you. Until he turns 18, right? And then
until he turns 18, and then at 18 they kind of go. They still help him a little bit, because here's the other kicker: if they've been in DCS care, and that's what we call it here. Some places call it CPS or whatever. If they've been in there for 1 day, they're eligible to go to a 2-year college for free. The state will pick up the tab.
Really?
So he could essentially get his diploma and go earn his associates and it not cost him a dime, and they probably help him with a place to stay in the meantime too.
Okay.
So.
Well, I hope that
crazy.
I'm hopeful that even if, I know, I mean, I can only imagine the, how that feels, because that's just, I have kids and I could understand, like, I can imagine in the future if one of my kids was just so tired of being here under our rule that they were like, you know what, I want to go my own way. But I guess my hope is in the next few years too that you'll be able to at least build up your relationship with him and kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect to happen. It's going to happen overnight. It's
right. But I mean, over time,
and it might be 2 years, it might be 6 months, it might be 15 years. When you're ready to sit down and talk and not want to be thug gangbanger.
Sure.
I mean, trying to read the text messages that he sends occasionally, it literally hurts your head to try to read it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't understand a lot of the acronyms or whatever now that's out there, or just the way they talk.
Oh, it hurts. Like I said, it hurts. But what are we up to now, Nate? How many we got here?
So we have 8 people on YouTube at the moment. So I'm thinking it's 8:30. Why don't we do a giveaway? And I like these kind of giveaways because everybody has a pretty good shot at winning. Because when there's only 8 people, we'll just do like 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me put this up here. This is the infamous wheel picker. Okay.
Well, at least it won't be stuck on 6 this week.
Exactly. Remember that? I just kept coming in 6, 6, 6, 6. And let me check. We also got an. Okay.
We get an order too.
It came in before the show though. It came in at 7:57. So, but yeah, we did get an order today. All right, let's do this. Let's get this thing going. We'll do a giveaway. So hold on one second. They changed things up on StreamYard now. I used to know where all my little clicks to run a video, but it used to be like in a pattern, but now it's just in a straight vertical line. So here we go. Okay, so we're gonna just do the standard way because the way we've always done it on this show. I know on the daily show it's kind of like 20 seconds, pretty quick, but that's on a different. Like I separated the Ferocious Beard Friday Free For All from the daily show, and so the graphic is actually on the other thing. So I'll just do it the old standard way. So when you see the word go, if you can type one number between 1 and 4, and I'll put in a little counter to stop the timer, and then we'll see who wins. So here we go, guys. 1 to 4. Get ready. Get set. And go. All right. So while those numbers are coming in, Mike, just remind me that it's next Friday. You'll be driving through Fort Worth, right?
Yeah, for sure. On our way back from Oklahoma.
All right. So that being the case, guys, I think likely what'll happen is we will not do a Ferocious Friday free-for-all next Friday because Mike's going to swing into town and we're going to do dinner. So I think that'll be cool. And plus, I mean, I think I need a little break from broadcasting too, after doing it all week and then Friday night. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll be back the following Friday. With
I see what you mean about those numbers popping up, how that works. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, everybody stop. All right, but I like those because I can go back to the video and watch like when I did a giveaway, because sometimes people like if I might forget to send. I don't do it so often anymore, but like before I used to sometimes forget to send something out and I could go back to verify who won it or whatever. But I'm getting much better at that now. All right, so let's pick a number now. Everybody's numbers came in. Okay, here we go, guys. All right, 1, 2, 3, spin. All right, so it was number 3 that came in. So let's see. And to me, I see the first person to have the number 3 was Logan. Logan, you are the winner this time. Congratulations.
Congrats,
sending
Logan.
you $25 gift card. And by the way, you guys, I don't know if you guys have kept up with the latest at Ferocious, but I reduced the oil prices to $14.99. So I just think with the ability for me to scale up the way I'm doing it now, I was just able to lower the price on the beard oils. They were $16.99, and I was like, you know what? I can definitely bring these to $14.99 the way I'm making these now. So I brought those to $14.99, and the butters and balms have been reduced in price a little bit as well too. So just for around, if you use a discount code, it should be just about $30. You can get yourself a combo. So I wanted to make you guys aware of that. So with a $25 gift card, that's just about a combo's worth. So rather than just an oil and shipping. So let's see. I think I saw somebody came in. Hold on a second. All these comments are just like all over the place. Sorry, guys. Yeah, there he is. White Trash Donnie came in. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for being here, man. I thought I saw you come in before while we were talking, so. And then Cindy said she just got done having dinner with your husband. Nice. We actually had pizza tonight because it was just too hot to cook, so we did pizza tonight. Tiki, what's up, man?
What up,
Bearded Mike Watson, punch out. Logan's first time winning. Yeah, what's up, Votto? Yeah, right? If only that were the case. But that's okay. When you have a small audience, people get a chance to win quite a bit. So I think that's all right. So Mike, why don't you tell people why you're going to Oklahoma?
So going to Oklahoma, leaving Tuesday night I say as soon as I get off work. I get off work at about 4:30. We're going to do dinner and throw everything in the car. And my wife and my 9-year-old daughter and my son's girlfriend are driving to Oklahoma to see my 18-year-old graduate from Fort Sill Basic Combat Training. So he literally graduated and 10 days later was on a plane to Oklahoma. And we haven't seen him since, other than we get a phone call usually once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Usually a Sunday afternoon we get a phone call from him. They call them batteries. His battery's got a Facebook page, so we all assign to that. They post pictures every once in a while from training.
Oh, good.
So we've managed to sneak a peek here and there and catch him in a photo somewhere. It's really hard because regardless of how well you think you know your kid,
mm-hmm.
when they're all dressed identical, and you know this, Nate, from like I do from previous experience, everybody's hair's cut the same, everybody's wearing the same exact outfit. Good luck trying to pick them out of a crowd of 50 or 60 people.
Yeah, I know. It's you're right. Even everybody from a distance looks about the same, you know, especially when you're used to looking at your son the way you know him as,
right?
You know,
right.
Because people, when they get into the military, you know, all of a sudden they might get a little thinner, they might get a little bit more muscular, and it's like, whoa, oh yeah,
we actually got a picture. They do, they do their uniform pictures and stuff, and then they send them home. Well, his girlfriend ordered a packet, so she sent us a copy of his, and it was crazy to us how much he looks like he's matured and grown just since the beginning of June when he shipped out. The baby face is gone, and and stuff. It's like, wow, how quickly he grew up.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, I remember all the basic training photos in the Air Force, and like everybody just looks like it's no longer Mr. Joker or whatever. It's like it's all ready for business now, and it's just it's such a transformation. Basic training, you know, at first it was tough, you know, even in the Air Force it was tough because like everything was new. All the things they told you to bring, forget it. You're packing them away. They're giving you stuff that you need to have, and everybody's gonna have the same exact stuff. I remember we used to have to like write our serial numbers down for any dollar bills we had that we get change from. Yeah,
for sure. Had a little notebook you had to keep that in.
Yes, we had these weird locks on the lockers that like they wouldn't come out all the way. You had to like, or it was, let me see, you opened it up and you turn it, but it wouldn't. Like, it was something about that lock that, now I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. But anyway, it was like, to try to get it off the locker was challenging because it didn't operate like a typical lock. And I remember everybody, all the TIs, the training instructors, you can't open a locker. What's wrong with you? You can't open a lock. And like you're trying to like get the code in and everything. And
Right.
it was just
Right.
it was stressful. But the thing is, I don't know about halfway through it felt like it got easier, but I don't know if it actually did or if you just got used to it,
For sure.
or a little of both,
sure.
maybe. I think Tiki made a comment that's pretty funny. Where's
Where's
Waldo
Waldo?
Edition? Yeah, exactly. Look at a picture
For sure.
and try to spot someone.
For sure. For sure.
Let's see. A school district in Arizona had to quarantine 17 classrooms the first day, 10 days of school. Oh, I'm sorry. Classrooms the first 10 days of school, and now there's 500 students, teachers, and staff out. Wow.
Where was that at, Martin? I'm curious because I live in Arizona.
Yeah, if you
I've
know
heard that.
where that was. I did hear something about a woman knew she and her child were positive and yet still sent the kid to school. And now it ended up being like,
They can do like criminal charges or something weird like that is some of the things I've seen.
yeah, I think I did read in there that they were not going to pursue that because they didn't want to waste the limited resources the state had on something like that, but they wanted to more just use it as a learning experience to say, hey, this is what happens when you do this. Aldemir says, my daughter had to quarantine for 10 days due to close contact with another student, but she tested negative. Okay, good. I'm glad she tested negative. Aldemir, how old is your daughter? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
My son had to, he had to quarantine there. While he was while he's in Oklahoma, he and a good portion of his battalion, like something like 90 to 100 people, all tested positive.
Oh, wow.
And he was asymptomatic, and he got the shot, and then boom, he tests positive. So they quarantined them all for 10 days. They all were able to clear up and return to training, but it's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Russ says she should be charged with terrorism if she knew it. She's 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Avondale's kind of the other side of town from me. That's probably about 45 minutes to an hour west of me. I'm actually in Gilbert,
Okay.
which is kind of southeast of Phoenix.
Okay. Russ says, which branch of the military is he in, Mike?
He's in the Army. He's in the Army. And then the best part is, so after graduation, he has to go to, the Army calls it AIT, some branches call it A school. He's going to go get his training for his job.
Yep.
And he'll actually come back here to Arizona and be about, I think it's about 3.5 hours south of us in Sierra Vista. And he'll be down there for 10 months.
That's great.
Down at, we call it Fort We Gotcha. It's actually Fort Huachuca. Because you're right at the edge of the border there. The other side of the Huachuca Mountains is Mexico. And there is a whole lot of nada in Sierra Vista. It's just, there's,
just nothing.
Kind of a retirement type place. It's a whole lot of nothing down there. But once he's in AIT, after about the first month and a half, because my oldest son was down there as well for school, they'll let us go down and visit.
Okay.
So we do day trips. We get up in the morning, drive down, go have lunch, hang out for the day, all that kind of stuff, and then turn around and come back. Our oldest used to always, hey, are you guys coming down this weekend? Can you bring me blah, 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 blah. We were digging through boxes trying to find stuff, because there gets a point, too, where they'll let them, if they're not in class or off duty, they can wear civilian clothes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was the best thing. When I was after basic, we went across Lackland Air Force Base to the other side of the base where they had the Security Police Academy. And it was night and day difference.
Right.
After class, we had nice dorm rooms, 2 to a room. We had We could wear clothes, regular civilian clothes after. We had weekends off, essentially, except for a couple, like one or two we had training, but it was so nice. And San Antonio was a cool city too.
I got one base liberty while I was there before I left San Antonio. We got to go down to the boardwalk.
Okay.
But I used to laugh because the list of places that was off limits, as they put it, to basic trainees.
Mm-hmm.
I think the list to tell you where you could go would have been a lot shorter.
Sure. Hey, what's going on, Michael? Thanks for jumping in on here, man. We're talking with Mike Watson, bearded Mike Watson, and he's out in Gilbert, Arizona. So glad you're here.
Let's see. It says it's about 6:46 here. It still says it's a balmy 97 degrees.
Ooh, that is warm. It's been in the 90s here in Fort Worth. This whole week though, it's been pretty nice. It's been a little humid though, but great. Like you jump in the pool, which is a little bit. The water's pretty warm in the pool, but that's okay because once you get out, and then now it doesn't feel so warm outside because you just got that wind blowing you a little bit. So works out pretty nice. So you'll see. Like if you come by or something, like I hope you do.
Yeah, for sure. That's the plan.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know, but I realized this earlier this week. The salt system on the pool is actually working again. It wasn't working after our freeze in February.
Okay.
And so I added a shit ton of salt to it because I thought it needed salt because I kept saying low salt. So I brought it in to the pool store, Leslie's pool store, and they're like, "How much salt do you have in that pool?" And I said, "Well, it said low salt," so I kept adding. I added 8 bags, and it was like 5,200 parts per million. It's supposed to be between 2,700 and 3,200 parts per million. So I was pretty much double what it required. But now it's down to 2,800. So it's pretty decent.
They have them here, these pods that you go float, and they're salt water, and they're supposed to like relax all your muscles and all that kind of stuff. And I have friends that swear by it, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if I want it. It looks like the pods look like that egg thing that Mork from Mork and Mindy, remember back in the day, that you used to sleep in? That's what the pods look like, but they're full of salt water.
Really?
Yeah, and you go float in the thing for like an hour in this dark room.
Huh.
And it's supposed to like relax all your muscles and sore joints.
Well, I mean, I will say, like, when I go into the pool out here, and especially with all that salt, it is pretty relaxing, and you don't smell like chlorine, which is nice.
That's always nice.
Yeah, but just, but yeah, I have not seen the things you're talking about. That's really interesting. I'll have to Google it after.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let's see, where Russ Young said, "My uncle was in the Army and always referred to himself as Dogface." And I know Marines or Leathermen or
the Leathernecks. The
Leathernecks. Yep.
Yeah.
So Andrew Carlisle's here. What's going on, Andrew? How's it going, brother? Just hanging out with Mike. It's just about 10 minutes of 9. Hope you're doing good, man. Chlorine always gave you a headache. Yeah, I know. Me too. Like, I don't like... Sometimes I would shock the pool here with chlorine, especially when the salt system wasn't working. And I just don't like the smell of chlorine, just especially like in my body after.
It dries your skin out so bad. I mean, you get out and it's just like this white film.
Mm-hmm.
I swam on the swim team my freshman year of high school. I mean, man, those pools.
They're
You think you got a lot in your regular pool? They over chlorinate the pools that we were swimming in.
Oh yeah, it's funny. I still remember to this day, like course, a lot of people used to smoke back in the 70s and 80s, a lot more then than now. And I remember getting a ride to a pool by, for some reason, I think it was someone who used to work at this church or something, and he was a habitual smoker. And like, he had this old, probably like an old, one of those, what is Squire wagons or something, those station wagons, country Squire or something like that, and those plastic seats, and
the fake wood, and
yes, the fake wood, and like he would pick us up and he'd be smoking. We'd go to the pool, he'd be waiting in the parking lot, probably sitting in his car smoking, and we'd get out and we smell like chlorine. And we get into his car. Then I smelled chlorine in that cigarette smoke, and it was just nauseating. It was like, and it's like to this day I still remember that exact smell. Andrew says he loves leather. Oh yeah, I've got a new leather fragrance oil too that I have. So I'll be coming up with some ideas for that. Plus, it's also available on the Create Your Own.
What's everybody got in beard tonight?
Yeah, what do you guys have in your beard tonight? I'll tell you what I have in my beard. This is an oldie but a goodie, Monkey Business. Vanilla and amber.
I went with the Create Your Own Beast Mode.
Oh, yes.
I've still got a little bit of that hanging around, so I went with that today.
Now, do you get the same impression? That's the one that's the cherry tobacco, right?
It's the, like, jupe, there it is.
Yes. Do you feel like it smells kind of like jupe?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, I did too. I was like, man, this really does smell like it.
I wish this thing would start growing again. It just seems like I've stalled out this time, and now I'm kicking myself for cutting it.
How is your job about your beard? Are they good with it?
Oh, they're totally easy. And as a matter of fact, we just got an email kind of straying back around to the COVID stuff, with the numbers having picked up the way they are around the country and stuff. We were supposed to start rotating 2 days a week, every other week, starting in September, back into the office, half the building each week.
Mm-hmm.
And they just came out and squashed that yesterday. So we are working from here indefinitely.
Interesting. I have a feeling they're probably doing that at my old job too.
I don't so much mind it, and it was kind of funny because I was talking with my boss before he went on vacation. I said, hey, just out of curiosity, I've been actually not working in a friend's home where I was. I'm actually in, like we talked earlier, actually in my own home for now, set up. This is the end of my third week. And my numbers and productivity have actually just taken off like crazy and just soared through the roof the last 3 weeks of being here. So obviously they're ecstatic with that, and I am too, because we bonus based on production. So
cool. Oh yeah, I was so much more productive working from home than I was in the office.
That commute in the staircase in the morning, though, that's brutal, I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, it'll be good for, like, this weekend. I'll be talking to some of my old colleagues tomorrow. They're coming over because before I left that job, since we moved to this house, we were going to have a housewarming party. And because of COVID, that kind of got delayed. And then I left the job, but I sent them a text a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, you know what, guys? Let's do this anyway, even though I don't work there anymore, because, why not come on over? And
for sure.
It'd be a chance to kind of hang out and kind of see what's going on at the old stomping grounds,
For sure. Every once in a while, I get some people from Wells. That'll, we like, especially during the winter, we like to sit out back and burn some wood or whatever, and they'll come over and sit and hang out and kind of catch up.
Yeah, that's
Big
always
man
nice.
gets the lone wolf.
Yeah, I'm going to go through that this year.
I love that when Bub was making that. That was awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And I have the exact same ingredients that he used.
Nice.
So, yeah, I love that scent too. And that's why I was like, hey, man, I know you're going out of, like, you're stopping your company, but can I buy your recipe off you? And I said, I want to keep this scent alive because I really love that smell and I want to be able to get it. So he's like, yeah,
He's
sure.
looking he's looking awesome these days, man. He's looking really awesome.
Oh,
He's lost a ton of weight.
yeah, he has. I'm so thankful for him for doing that because, you know, I know, I mean, your health is everything,
He's
so.
such an awesome guy too. Just I mean,
Hmm.
there were some times that I'm like, man, I'm running low on product and I'm broke and this and that. And man, he sent me a whole really nice wooden box,
Hmm.
um, all just full of different oils and balms and butters and everything, like all this different products. I'm like, okay, well, what do I owe you? He's like, don't worry about it, man. He goes, we've all been there.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
just an awesome guy.
Yeah, he is. And let's see, Aldemir
Pop
said
up,
he's got dirt
sure.
road therapy on. Awesome, Aldemir.
Oh,
Thank you, man.
DRT,
I love that dirt road therapy.
DRT. That's another one still got to get my hands on.
Oh yeah, it's something different, that's for sure. It's just such a unique smell.
I have to watch it because my wife is so just sensitive to any type of scent.
Hmm.
So it's usually I'm like, how much am I going to be around her today? Is she working all day? Is she taking off? Going to be out of the house? Okay, cool. I can wear something that's got a little bit more scent to it.
Hmm.
Otherwise, especially on the weekends when I know we're both going to be together quite a bit,
Yeah.
I do I do just go with the naked oil instead.
Yeah. Yeah, at nights I've been using a naked butter or a naked oil because Barb's become very I guess her something's changed where she's becoming a lot more affected by fragrances and things like that.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I've just
Yeah,
been
that's
kind
what
of
happened.
cognizant about that. But I remember like when we were younger, like I used to always wear colognes and stuff, and I guess it just never used to
Yeah,
bother.
same. And as my wife, we're not as young as we once were,
Right.
and it bothers her. So I just, okay, cool. I'll just scale it back. Not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah. In fact, when you come out here, I'll give you a dirt road therapy.
All
That'll
right,
be
awesome.
yeah. It's really a good. It's
Yeah,
a good
I'm
scent.
looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to stopping through and finally getting to meet you face to face.
Oh yeah, me too, Mike. It's really been looking forward to that. It's like it's even though like I feel like I'm connected to so many of you guys, but when I look up and I'm just in the same room, you know what I mean? And yeah,
Right.
I love to actually have the opportunity to meet you guys in real life. Like I've been out to a ball game with Andrew, be here, meeting you. So if you guys ever pass through Fort Worth or the DFW area and want to meet up for lunch or just to say hi, I'm always up for that. Yeah, don't forget the Wild West. That's another good one. Let me see. Let me bring that up for a second.
Yeah. What's that profile?
Yeah, so Wild West is leather, barbershop, tobacco, bourbon, and campfire.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I'm down with about anything that's got barbershop in it. I love the barbershop. That's like one of my. I got naked and barbershop. They're right next to each other in the cabinet. Those are like my two go-tos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me see what I wrote. I wrote, in the bottle, the scent is that of the barbershop and amber and a hint of smoke. And once you get it out of the bottle, the smell of sandalwood bourbon and cedar leather and amber come alive. The hint of smoke still remains but does not overwhelm. So that campfire, it's very smoky. I was working with that campfire fragrance oil yesterday, and I had to open the window like for about 15 minutes after it smelled like there was burning wood in this room. I'm like, man, I gotta air out the room a bit. Aldemir says he's gonna go order some more Wild West and send it to your brother in Puerto Rico. Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
Thank you. I don't think I've shipped
on my list
anything.
of places to go.
Yeah, me too.
My folks went when I was in high school, right? Back when the companies you would give away business trips.
Mm-hmm.
My stepdad, they won a trip, and their conference was in Puerto Rico. It's a rough life.
Yeah. Aldemir says, my friend noticed the barbershop scent at the initial opening of the bottle. Okay. Yeah, so they noticed that too, just like I noticed that, and except I noticed the amber and the smoke as well. But yeah, that barbershop is definitely prevalent in there. You know, all the different scents you might think, you know, somebody, a cowboy who's probably in town, because he wouldn't have a barbershop smell otherwise if he was out in the ranch for a while. But he's in town, he's getting his beard trimmed or haircut, that campfire smell, maybe some bourbon or whiskey, and then just the leather. So,
Well, hey, Nate, I want to do something, kind of give back to all these guys that are giving me all this love. And I want to do a drawing tonight. Combo of their choice. Just message me. I'll get it ordered and have it shipped to them.
oh wow, awesome. Well, thank you, Mike. That's great. So let's do that then. Let's set up the giveaway. So, guys, this will be for a combo of choice. Once you know, like if you win, just let me know what you want, and it can be anything from a collaboration corner scent to a regular scent that I make. They're all eligible. So that gives you a lot of options. And let's do this then. There are 7 people watching right now, so we'll just make it like 1 through 3. So when you see the word go, just type in one number, please, between 1 and 3. Here we go. Okay, get ready, get set, and go. All right. See, Aldemir says, not too much on the smoke. It tends to smell more cologne. Yeah, that's the Wild West is not that strong with the smoke, but the one I was working on yesterday, whew, I think it's just because I had that bottle opened. It was strong. I'll show you, Mike, when you're here.
Well, I'm sure the scents themselves just, when it's just a raw bottle.
Some of them are very, very strong. Yes. All right, everybody stop. Okay, so let's see. Let's bring the board up and pick a number between 1 and 3. Here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. And Lenny, I just saw you placed an order, brother. Thank you. So we'll do a bonus giveaway in a second, too. All right, so it was number 1. So let's see who that was. Tommy Robinette. Tommy, congratulations. You are the winner of a combo of choice. And that can be either an oil and a balm or an oil and a butter. And just reach out to me. Let me know what scent you want. And we'll get that out to you right away. So congratulations, and thank you so much, Mike.
Yep. As soon as we get off tonight, Nate, I'll just go ahead and order a naked combo and just take care of it that way.
All right. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Mike.
Yep.
So, yeah, Tommy, take your time. Take a look at the different scents we have. It can be a collaboration corner scent if you want, or a regular scent that I have. It's totally up to you. So, awesome.
No, it's just my way of thanking you guys, man. Everybody's kind of had my back almost this last year dealing with all this mess, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's you mentioned that, and I'm going to be doing a bonus giveaway in a second too. Thank you so much for that order, brother, Lenny. But like when I first started the show, I didn't know what it was going to be like. I had no idea. but the audience finds you and changes it to whatever the show is going to be. And what this show has ended up becoming to me and to a lot of people here is a hangout. It's a hangout of friends.
Oh, for sure.
And it is, a safe space. We don't disrespect people on this show. We don't treat people like crap. We listen to what they have to say, and we give our input if we can. And we're real. We're honest. And that's why I like this show so much, because it's just a nice place to hang out on a Friday night with friends. So
For sure.
And so, yeah, it's, so you guys are all real special to me. So appreciate you. All right, so let me see. Oh, I wanted to do a bonus giveaway because Lenny just placed an order. So again, thank you very much. Really appreciate that, man. So let's do that, a bonus giveaway. All right, so the bonus giveaway will be for a $10 gift card to Ferocious. So we still have 7 people here, so we'll do 1 through 3 again. So when you see the word go, just pick a number between 1 and 3, please. Here we go. Get ready. Get set. And go. Yeah, Ferocious Friday free-for-all is your therapy after a long week. Right. It's like, it's just laid back. It's not like, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about this today and this and this and this and this. It's just that there's not really an agenda. It's just we hang out and talk about whatever. All right.
My wife says, what are you going to talk about on Friday night? I said, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's like when you're talking in a restaurant or a bar or a phone call. So, all right. Everybody stop and let's pick a number. Right, was number 3. So that was Bearded Votto. You are the winner today of the bonus giveaway. Thanks to Lenny for his order. That one was thanks to that order. So appreciate you for that. And congratulations, Votto. I'll be sending that off to you later this evening. And thanks to everybody else for participating on that. So, what are you drinking, Mike? I'm just drinking Mike Rolls, but what are you drinking?
I've got a Diet Mountain Dew.
Nice.
I don't know. You guys have 7-Eleven there?
Oh yeah, we do. In fact,
that's my go-to.
There's 2 really big well, there's more than 2, but the 2 big gas stations out here generally are Quick Trip and Racetrack. And
okay. Quick Trip we have.
Okay, so there's a Racetrack here, and last year it was bought out by this particular gas station was bought out by 7-Eleven. So now it's like the biggest 7-Eleven gas station I've ever seen because there's so many pumps.
Yeah, probably our big ones here are Quick Trip, 7-Eleven, Circle K, for that kind of stuff. We've got the occasional Chevron thrown in here or there, but Quick Trip is so huge here, and honestly, like I said, my wife drives all over the valley for work. If she's out and about and she needs to stop and use a restroom, she'll find a Quick Trip.
I love Quick Trip.
They're just always so much cleaner than some of these places. Some of them you walk into, you don't even want to touch the door handle. Some of these gas stations, it's so nasty.
Oh yeah, Quick Trip, I love it. It's just so clean, and they've got everything you'd ever need. They're friendly, and yeah, their restrooms are clean too. So Votto says he wants to donate that to cover shipping for Tommy's shipping. Well, Votto, sure, man, you can do that. I appreciate that. So thank you very much. Man, we got a great group of people.
You guys are awesome. This is what I love about this. And like Martin said, yeah, this is therapy, man. I know that even if I've had the crappiest of weeks, hey, I get off work, I can unwind for just a little bit, and then sit down with all you guys and just hang out and talk about something, talk about nothing. It doesn't even matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just great. Okay, let's see. Tommy Robinette says he was trying to find the oatmeal stout scent from last week. Is it available? No, that is going to be going onto the site this weekend. I was going to do it earlier in the week, and I just ran out of time. So I mentioned on the Daily Show earlier, which I know you guys, I don't expect you to watch every show I put out, to believe me, but that is definitely something that's going to be happening this weekend. Just to be sure, that was the Midnight Roasted. That is going to be put up onto the site this weekend for sure. And that's one thing, like being on the doing this daily show now, it gives me the ability to update people as to what's going on. But it really is an escape for me to just vent out to whatever it is we want to talk about, during the week. But sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, do I need to have an agenda? Like, do I need to have like a planned? But it's just, I will have a couple of like, maybe just a topic or two I want to try to touch on during the day,
Right.
just to keep me from having a lot of ums and ahs, but 30 minutes, it goes by so fast that it usually works out well. So, except for the first day, I forgot to turn my mic on for the first 2 minutes when I'm talking.
Oops.
But that's all right. Bato says, "You're all right. Don't care what Nate said." Thanks, brother.
So I'll touch base real quick about me. Arizona native, been here since I was hatched back in '72. So,
Okay.
kind of lived all over the valley. Went in the Air Force for a very brief moment right after I graduated, so I blew up my knee.
Mm-hmm.
And they back then, early '90s, they were like, "Yep, bye, see you later. Thanks for playing. Have a nice day."
Mm-hmm.
And then slaved away at Wells Fargo for 25 worthless years. Not a whole lot to show for it. And took a leap of faith a couple of years ago and jumped ship and left and went over to work for General Motors
Mm-hmm.
in their finance department. And it's one of the best decisions I ever made. I wasn't sure at first. There were a lot of nights I came home from training and I'd look at my wife and say, "What did I do?" I left something that I knew forwards and backwards. I could do it in my sleep for something that I had no clue what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But to be treated the way that they treat us at GM it's crazy. It's crazy. Been married almost, next month will be 24 years.
Congratulations.
I don't know how she puts up with me most of the time, but she does. And we complement each other, and we've got four amazing kids. I know deep down the one is, he's got his issues, but if he can work through it all, he's got a lot of potential. He's got a ton of potential. So we've got 24, 18. Ethan will be 16 on Sunday, and then my daughter Sophia will be she's going to be 10 next month, at the end of next month. So it's crazy. She was let's try one last time for a girl, and nope, guess what? The girl showed up. It only took us 4 tries to get it right.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, it's crazy. And so we have our 23-year-old and our 9-year-old that live with us.
Mm-hmm.
And he's he works. He's working to be a mechanic, learning the trade from the bottom up, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And which is kind of nice, having a diesel and having somebody that can do the work for me. That helps.
Oh, I bet.
But they're awesome. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. But our goal actually is hopefully we've talked about before our daughter hits high school, maybe after she's in high school, we both want to move to Texas. It's just, she's been in Arizona since she was 6 months old. I've been here my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Try something new, and we have our sister office from my company is actually in Arlington.
Arlington's a cool city.
So we've thought about maybe not Arlington itself, but somewhere nearby. And
yeah,
my wife really likes the ocean, and if I can move to Texas and I can drive it and be there a few hours, might be worth it.
About 6 hour drive maybe from here to say Galveston, but
so no different than us going to San Diego. It's about the same for like if I was to leave where I live and drive to San Diego, it's about the same time. And no offense to anybody, but I just have no desire to go to California anymore. So.
Mm-hmm. I've never been to San Diego, but I would love to go visit. Everything I've heard about it, they say it's just beautiful. The weather's always about the same.
It's awesome. It's awesome. We went quite a few years back, pre my daughter. So it's
been over 9 years.
It's been over 9 years, but we stayed on the bay. I took the kids and did SeaWorld. We wandered around downtown, did a harbor cruise out, and they take you out past the Navy ships and stuff. So that's kind of awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, you're talking. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, you don't realize how big they are until you're right next to one.
Right. I was just listening to you talking about your history and talking about going to GM, and like I remember those days when you were going through that process, and it seems like it wasn't that long ago, but 2 years, huh?
2 years, yeah. June was 2 years.
Wow.
Man,
time
quick.
Just flies. Mm-hmm.
It's gone quick, and yeah, I mean, literally, it was being at Wells Fargo. It was to the point that it was going to possibly cost me my marriage, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
There were days I would literally just pull over on the side of the road and be like, "Why? Why am I still doing this? Why am I still going here?"
Sure. Yeah,
and
I've been there.
If I hadn't had bills to pay and a family to provide for, I probably would have just walked in one day, packed my desk, and walked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if you're at that stage with your job, then you got to really evaluate: is this right for me? And I'm glad you did that.
And I sat down, and my wife looked at me. She's like, "You need to do what you got to do," and supported me 1,000% every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got my job offer, it was kind of a hard pill to swallow because it meant taking a $4 an hour pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the top. And I looked at her and I said, we're already stretching it paycheck to paycheck as it is.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what's $4 an hour going to do to us? Where's that going to leave us? And she says, well, if it keeps you alive and keeps our marriage together, we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I bit the bullet. I took it, and between, I get bonuses almost every quarter, and it's based on my production, so it's kind of in my lap how much I'm going to bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But just in production, in raises and reviews and stuff over the last 2 years, I'm only about $1.50 short of where I was when I left Wells Fargo after 25 years.
Wow. That's really great, Mike. That's so, it's more than exciting. It's like, it's changed your life.
Well, and the best part is, obviously, you guys all know, dealing with everything that I've dealt with for the last year with my son,
Mm-hmm.
There's been last minute conference calls, last minute court dates, needing that, I need to be off for a couple hours, or, you know what, I just got some really crappy news. Whatever. 1,000% had my back, worked with me. They're like, nope, you need to go deal with that. We understand. We'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Joey Sparks just jumped in. What's going on, Joey? Thank you so much
Hey,
for
Joey.
being here. How you doing, Joey? Yeah,
All
I
right, let's
mean,
liven it up. No more sad crap. This is.
yeah. So, what do you guys have lined up for this weekend? What are you doing this weekend, Mike? Anything fun?
um, Laundry and packing, brother. Laundry and packing.
I'm gonna be.
I want to be able to eat dinner, throw suitcases in the car, and as much as I despise being on the road that long, jump in the car and head for Oklahoma.
I know it's funny with road trips. Like when I went to New England, I was like, yeah, let's get on the road. Can't wait to get in there, drive the ferocious beast all the way to Connecticut. But like when you're like one day into it and you're not even halfway there yet, you're like, holy crap, man, this is a lot of driving, you know. But it's still though. I mean, a road trip is fun. You just got to break it down into like parts that you can
Right.
manage, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna pop out for just a second, Nate. I'll be right back.
yeah, sure thing. All right. So anyway, he'll be back in a bit. Tommy says he's power washing his house this weekend. Nice. I have not actually used a power washer in years, but I think this house that I'm in now was built in 1992, and like there's some siding that could probably stand to be power washed. So I should probably rent one of those and just go to town. The final apartment cleaning before you move out and get into your condo. Nice, Martin. That's cool. So I've looked at a couple of listings for condos because every time like I think, oh man, it'd be nice to like have a place to just go to a couple hours away, maybe down, well, not really a couple, but maybe like 6 or 7 hours down towards like Galveston or something. And I've been, periodically looking at condos just because I know like you can get a better deal. But that is so cool, being ready to move into your own condo. Let's see. Tommy read your water meter before you start and again and after you stop pressure washing. That's a good point. Just see how much water you're using. Me myself, I mean, so I finished up the yard this week. Brought like 7 lawn bags to the dump today, along with a bunch of cardboard boxes from all the different like when I get raw materials for Ferocious, they come in these cardboard boxes, and I just had a stack of them. And since I'm reorganizing this space, let's see. Let me just show you this. I don't know if I've shown you guys this space. I did it on Collaboration Corner, but I'm going to show you this. This is kind of like, it's a work in progress. So don't be like, oh my gosh, what a mess. But this is what I've been working on. So as you can see, like, this is my green screen right here. I don't know if this, can I move this around? Let me check. Whoops. All right, sorry. But anyway, I'm going to give you a quick tour. So if you look this way, I've got like different ingredients. Those are like some finished oils and balms over there. There's my collection of fragrance oils, things like that. There's a table where I can make things. It's a glass table. I can wipe it down after nice and easily. This is the shipping area, where I can weigh things and print my labels. And then over on this side, I've got my butters hanging out over there. So that is like a sneak, just a kind of a little tour of this room, which I do a lot of work in and spend a lot of time in. But I thought it would be kind of interesting just for you guys to see what it actually looks like. Let's see, Nate, did I say Ferocious hats are on the site? They should be on the site. So let me see. Hold on. All right, I am going to paste this link in here. They're the embroidered caps. There you go. I just posted that in, or pasted that in. Let's see. Russ says he works for the water department. He gets calls all day, every day about usage. Interesting. Martin says my condo was $196,000 for 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and your mortgage will be $200 less than you were paying in rent. Awesome. That's really great. And that's the thing, Martin. Like, for example, when we lived in our other house before we moved here, the house exactly next door to that house was the same model as us. And it was a rental, though. So, like, in other words, a company bought that house from the previous owner and rented it out to people. And the asking price for rent was like either $22.50 or $23.50 a month, which was, that's like about $800 more than it would be just to finance that per month. So I couldn't understand like why somebody would be paying $2,300 a month in rent and stay there for years and years and years, when even if they got a bad loan, the total mortgage cost would be probably cheaper than that, and they could pay it off or refinance if they had needed better credit or something later on. So, oh, there he is, Mike. There you go.
There we go.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, thanks. Feel good to finally own something and not pay rent for the first time in your adult life. That is such an accomplishment, Martin. Congratulations.
That's huge. That's
yes.
huge. Congrats, brother.
That's really amazing.
I can't wait till we're back there again. I mean, we're pretty lucky. My wife's boss actually owns the house that we rent.
Okay.
And we're about probably $400 to $500 under what market is right now.
All right.
And he's still making money on us, but still.
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm sure it's the same everywhere, but like in this area, homes have gone up probably $80,000 to $100,000 more than when they were last year this time.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
And I know, like, the new builders here are, if you're not already pre-approved, they won't even let you in to look at them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still doing like a lottery type thing, and they're only building so many new ones at a time.
Sure.
But apartments, holy cow. They're slapping apartments up here like crazy, and rent is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My son, like I said, my son's 23, and he said he's got friends that have been looking at places. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, under 1,000 square feet, and they're wanting $1,500, $1,800, $1,900 a month.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like
for a shack or for a box.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was a story I read about a week or a week and a half ago, where they said that for those people that are making minimum wage, there is literally 0 places that someone making minimum wage can afford in this country right now.
Oh, I don't believe that. I believe that's entirely. Yeah.
I mean,
what's minimum here? Trying to think what my son is. 12 something.
Let me see what Texas is.
Look.
But the problem is that the inflation has gone up like super high, and wages haven't. Wow, Texas, wow, is Texas still $7.25 an hour? Holy moly!
Oh, they're saying 15 here now. Shows you how long it's been since I've looked.
Let me see.
And they're saying 2022 it's supposed to jump to 15.50.
Okay.
You guys in Texas, do you guys have a lot of people, a lot of like, just places in general, like that are hurting to get staff, to get people to come work?
Yes. Oh, right now there's so many opportunities for jobs. Now I don't know if they're going to pay that much, but like as an example, I did see where I get the car washed. They start you out at $12 an hour. They're hiring. And all you're doing is directing cars into the automatic car wash.
For $12 an hour.
For $12 an hour.
It's like I tell people now: if you can't find a job, it's because you're not looking.
Right. Exactly. But yes, believe it or not, Texas minimum wage, this is embarrassing, is $7.25 an hour.
Wow,
That's crazy.
that's nuts.
I don't know anybody that pays that, but yeah, which is the same
Well,
as
I
the
know,
federal
like
minimum wage.
here, a few weeks ago. I went to Wendy's. Now my wife gets home, late at night sometimes. So it was like 9:30. I run over to Wendy's. I was going to grab a couple burgers and some fries for dinner. The guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we had to close early because we don't have enough staff.
Yeah.
They can't even stay open their normal hours just because they don't have enough people."
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean. I was on the way back. We would see a lot of, well, actually, on the way when we went up to New England, when we were in Connecticut, we would see a lot of Dunkin' Donuts, but they would close their lobbies after 2, and you could only use drive-through because there was only one person working there after that because they just didn't have the staff. So, Russ Young says minimum wage in Florida is $16. Aldemir says if you live down here, you'll need to sell your oil minimum $25 to survive. That's to assume people would be able to buy it,
Where's Aldemir?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know. When my son was stationed in Oahu, he said the cost of everything there is just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
It
ridiculous.
is. It is expensive.
$5 for a gallon of milk or something like that. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't see any cows out there when I was in Hawaii. I don't know. Maybe.
I think it's all gonna get shipped in. It's all gonna get
Yep.
imported. Yeah.
So many places are short-staffed where I am. It's crazy. All the fast food places and even Walmart and Target are closing at 8 o'clock. Wow.
And that's crazy. That's college town up there, man. That's NAU.
Yeah.
Northern Arizona University up there. I got a friend's daughter that goes to school up there.
Hey, Mike, I'll be right back. Can you watch the show for a minute? I'm going to go.
Yeah.
All right. Be right back,
Yeah.
guys.
$7 for milk. That's insane. That's insane. I look at that. I'm like, man, I go through 3 to 5 gallons a week of just 4 of us here. That's a lot. What's gas where everybody's at? I know gas here for like unleaded is I think $3.15 a gallon, and diesel that I run is like $3.09 right now. So that's crazy. Russ, I'm leaving Tuesday night after work, brother. 17th, we're out of here. Gonna grab a bite, stuff everybody in the car, and we're out of here. Okay, NAU doesn't start till, that's what I thought. They're not quite back yet. Yeah, ASU is getting ready to start too. I'm not that far from ASU. It's crazy here. $4 a gallon, Russ. That's nuts, man. Yeah, it'll be interesting as we drive. I think we're going to go through here, into New Mexico, across the top of Texas, and then into Oklahoma. And my wife kept saying she wanted to take my truck, and I was like, yeah, no, we're going to take your car. She has a little 2011 Sonata that'll get a lot better gas mileage than even my diesel. Regular gas, 360 and up. That's nuts. Diesel.
All right.
See, that's the thing. Diesel here is usually like that too. Diesel is usually a lot higher, or had gone a lot higher, but now diesel's cheaper here in Arizona.
The cows are on the
Diesel
big
was always cheap.
Okay.
Diesel was always cheap because diesel is the byproduct of making the rest of the gas. It's the garbage gas, is what they used to call it.
I had a diesel vehicle for maybe 6 or 8 months. It was a Volkswagen Jetta sport wagon. It was a TEI.
The Jetta diesel, yeah.
Yeah, and man, that thing was a quirky vehicle. It was fun to drive, but it was quirky. Those Volkswagens.
297, big man. I could get down with that. Like I said, as much as my wife drives, she goes through. Yeah, it depends on how much she works. Usually 2 tanks a week.
Wow, that's a lot of driving.
Usually 2 tanks a week. Yeah, we joke at the guys at the shop that she's in there getting her oil changed about every month and a half.
What kind of vehicle does she drive?
She has a 2011 Sonata that's, I'm trying to think, I think we're pushing 170, 180,000 on that thing.
Oh, wow. Let's see, you're in Virginia, big man.
Virginia, okay.
I'm trying to think of what gas is out here. I usually put the 91 octane in the Tahoe, even though you could put 87 in it, but I just found that it tends to, when you step on the gas, there's a hesitation sometimes. So I put the 91 in, and it's just about 320, 325 a gallon for that. For the 91.
So shoot, then 87 is probably just under 3, I would think.
Yeah, I want to say 87 is somewhere around like 270 to 280 a gallon.
Yeah, it'll be interesting as we drive to see.
What is it in Arizona? Like
right by my house, unleaded is I think 315 and the diesel's 309.
Okay.
And then if you want like 91, it's like 360, 370. It's steep.
I've noticed, and I mean, people I've looked on like Chevy Tahoe boards, and it might be just people's imagination, but I feel like I get better mileage when I put the higher octane in, even if it's like maybe another 40 or 50 miles per tank.
Well, I run a octane boost / injector cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And I only put it only calls for an ounce every time I fill it up. And I've got, I think, a 25-gallon tank in my truck.
Okay.
And it seems to get better.
Okay, good.
It seems to do better that way.
Hey, Bearded Ninja says he just dropped in to say hi. He's waiting for his ride to get done. Hopefully we're still going live when we get home. We don't have your headphones in. Oh, no problem.
All right, now I got to switch drinks here. I ran out of the other one.
Oh yeah, I'm down to this much Grolsch left, and then it's on to Gatorade Zero.
Yeah. I've got the sparkling ice fruit punch.
Oh, nice. That's a good brand. I've had that before. That's good stuff.
These aren't bad. I like them. They're usually like 10 for 10 at the grocery.
Mm-hmm. And then
now we have Fry's out here, which is Kroger.
Oh, right.
Where
Okay.
you're at.
Yeah, we have Kroger.
Company,
yep.
So, yeah.
Also, let's see. Russ Google gas prices in Holiday, Florida. All right. What are you finding for the prices? And before Aldemir said, need to get a Suzuki Samurai. That's a gas saver. Is the Suzuki Samurai, is that the vehicle that was super easy
little
to flip?
wannabe looking Jeep thing? Yeah, it had a really short wheelbase.
Yeah, and they recommended you put extenders to the left and right to prevent it from flipping. It would flip changing lanes, wouldn't it?
A friend of mine had one that had like a 3-inch lift or 4-inch lift on it. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do remember those.
Yeah.
Let's
take a vehicle that's going to flip already and then raise the center of gravity.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you, I put some Michelin tires on my vehicle on the Tahoe. It just made that thing ride so much more like a car, you know?
That's what we run on my wife's car just because she, like I said, she drives so much.
Yep.
I said, you know what? I'm going to spend the money, spend a little bit more money, get the Michelins.
Mm-hmm.
The car rides so much better, handles so much better.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot
It
of
was really
bumpy
bad.
roads out here. Like even though they're quote unquote newer roads, they build them in like squares, like almost like they just plop this square of concrete down and then another square of concrete down and another one, and that's how they make these roads. And it rides so much smoother on those squares. Before it'd be like boom, 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 and not like that anymore. There we go. Yeah, extend the wheel axles, then you're good to go. That's a good idea. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you could do that.
Right.
I haven't seen a Samurai in years.
Oh, right. Yeah. No.
I'd have to find it on one of those like what is it? Almost like sometimes I'll look for there used to be a car in the 80s that I just used to really like just because it was so quirky. It was the Subaru XT Coupe. It was a little two-door sporty looking Subaru with like pop-up headlights and stuff. And I think I'd have to find like a Suzuki Samurai on a website. Like I'd be searching for those vehicles because they're just so obscure now.
My brother had, way back when we were a lot younger, he had a Geo Metro 2-door hatchback.
I remember those.
That thing ran on spit. It was a little 3-cylinder motor with a 5-speed in it. Quick as quick could be. And you fill it like once a month and drive it forever. It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember my buddy when I first started back at Fidelity back in '98. He used to have an older Honda Civic, and it was old for even back then. And man, that thing was small, but it got great mileage. Those older ones.
The old 70s Honda Civics, yeah, those things were super, super tiny.
Yeah.
Especially compared to today.
Mm-hmm. Then I know, like the Civics of today were like, I used to have a '79. My first car was a '79 Honda Accord hatchback, and it was a 2-door hatchback. But the Civics of today were like the sizes of the Accords back then.
Oh, right.
They just
yeah.
And now the Accords are. I'm not saying they're huge, but like my wife has an Accord from 2013, and I definitely feel like it's a lowrider when I'm driving in it, but it's a decent sized car.
My son tells my daughter all the time, your first car is going to be a '98 Honda Civic because you can drive that thing into the ground.
Yeah.
Because they will last forever.
Yep. Yeah,
and they're
they
easy
will.
to fix, and the parts are cheap, and he goes, that's what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even things like replacing headlights are super easy to do.
He's got a project right now. He's building he bought a 2001 Chevy 1500 extended cab. He bought it for $2,400. It was a repo from a buddy of mine that owns a bail bonds business.
Okay.
And the kid that had it before him slammed it, and we'll just say he didn't do it correctly.
Yeah.
And so he's got it. He bought an entire whole brand new suspension for it. He's got it back up just a little bit taller than ride height.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's attacking the wiring system on it because this guy, he spliced into a bunch of wires and took power from the power seat to run other stuff. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, but it runs and drives. So.
Yeah, I remember like with that old Accord, things would start like the electrical things, those wires, they'd fray out first before the car itself would start to not work. But like the horn wouldn't work. That thing didn't have power windows. It had regular windows, so that wasn't a problem. But it was just little electrical things that would just stop working. Lights on maybe the dashboard, stuff like that. Big Man Bearded said, how did he slam it?
He axle flipped the rear end, cut the springs in the front, had the wrong shocks on it. It rode absolutely horrible. It would beat you to death going down the road.
Oh. Almer says he loves those 70s and 80s model Datsun and Corollas. That's right, yeah, Datsun used to be Datsun before Nissan.
those sort of things were awesome. And you could, like the little Datsun trucks, a buddy of mine had one. God, you could beat that thing to death and it would keep running.
Did they call that a B210? A Datsun B210?
They had
Does
it,
that sound
yeah.
familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy had an old Datsun B210 pickup, a little small pickup truck.
There was no room in them, especially for like somebody like me that's 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
There's no room in those things, but God, they were fun. They used to just absolutely beat the crap out of that truck.
Sure. Oh, yeah. And I don't know about you guys, like, but when I was younger, did you guys used to go to car shows every year when they had the annual car show? You'd go there and like grab all the brochures and you'd read up on all the different,
Oh yeah,
models of the.
for sure.
Yeah,
all the
I
new
did
stuff
that.
that was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They do the one here usually around Thanksgiving time.
Okay.
They do that.
Yeah,
And
I
then
remember
when I was doing event security, we used to do the event security for Barrett Jackson.
Okay.
So those are always fun to be around all that stuff. And
Yeah.
the
So I remember-
cars.
I used to be able to rattle off stats, like I could tell you the 0 to 60 times for whatever brochures I had. I just read up on them, like the Nissan 240 SX when that came out.
Right.
The Toyota MR2, the newer version. Man, those were the days.
I've learned more about some of the new stuff and the options and what trim package has what now that it working where I work, because we see it day in, day out, all these. And I have to say, I think Ford trucks, they probably have the most trim lines out of anybody out there right now.
Do they?
You open up and try to book out a Ford truck, and they've probably got 6 or 8 different trim packages. Everything from a work truck to the Platinum to the King's Ranch and all the bells and whistles. And I just kind of look at it and go, well, that's just more stuff to break.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Yep.
I drive an 03 GMC 2500 Duramax. It's got power windows and power locks, and that's about the only frill in that truck other than the stereo.
Do you have cruise control in that?
I do, but I don't know if it's hooked up.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't know
Again,
if it's hooked up.
I know a kid in high school who cut his springs. It beat you to hell, and he had me paint that thing Barney purple, and it was a Honda Civic.
Yeah, there's something. These guys take a coil or two out of those springs, and it just beats you to death. I was following him home after he bought it because it didn't have any license plates on it, and we were 15, 20 minutes from the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I just followed him in my truck, and I'm talking to him on the phone, and every time he hit a little bump or railroad tracks or anything, he's like, ow, oh, ow, ow, the entire time. Just beating him to death.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny.
It's crazy.
Good
The silly things that people do and I get, you want to look, but I guess I'm one of those, especially as I've gotten older too. If you're going to do it right. Spend the money, do it right.
Yeah.
I've put so much money into my truck because I bought it with a 6-inch lift kit, 20-inch wheels, and the guy that did it before me, it was him and his buddies doing all the work on it, and there was just so much stuff that wasn't done correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So as I've needed to fix if stuff is broke or whatever, I've gone through and I went back to a more factory size tire on it. Replaced all the shocks. He had a 6-inch lift and then used the factory shocks on it. And then it had 186, almost 187,000 miles on factory shocks.
Jeez.
So I spent the money, put good shocks on it. I put a lot of money into it. And people are like, well, would you sell it? Sure, $20K, you can have it.
You're
but
right,
vehicle
though.
prices are ridiculous.
Oh yeah, like now.
Used vehicles are ridiculous, especially trucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Especially
I
trucks.
think I could sell my Tahoe 2016. It's an LS, which is the lowest class, I guess you could say, for a
Right.
Tahoe.
Yeah, it's
And
a trim package. Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I could sell it for probably 28,000 right now here. Now it has been whoever added before me. They put leather seats in it and heated seats, and like it looks like an LT version if you just looked at it because
They've
of the fact
upgraded.
that it has the leather. They've upgraded it,
Yeah, you
but
probably get more than what you paid for it for sure.
yeah. But I don't want. I mean, it's a fun vehicle. It's so easy to drive that thing, you know. Plus, it embarrasses the kids when I drop them off at school and pick them up. Like, oh, gosh, ferocious beard.
You couldn't have brought mom's car. Come on.
They did. They wanted me to bring my wife's Honda Accord. I'm like, I don't like driving that. It's too low.
What I love is I have a sticker on the back of my window. It says I identify as a Prius. And my kids picked it out for me when I bought the truck, and I've left it up there, and I get so many compliments on that sticker being up there.
Yeah.
They're like, that's just funny.
Yeah. No, for sure. Now, on your truck, if you step on the gas, does it emit like a black cloud of diesel smoke?
Depends where I have the tuner set, because I have
Okay.
a 4 or 5 stage tuner on it. I usually leave it just at normal when I'm driving around town.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to, yeah, if I bump it, even if I bump it up one notch, if I put my foot in it, yeah, it'll leave a big black cloud. But some of those guys around here, out where I live, there's a lot of farms and stuff. Some of these kids, they do it and they leave their truck to do that on purpose all the time. And all it is wasted fuel,
Yeah, sure.
you know. So I'm just like, I don't need to do that. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, I see people out here, usually younger people doing that. I'm like, okay, that was cool. Not, you know.
Now, if somebody's been, I have that guy that if somebody's been messing with me in traffic and whatever, and maybe they got their window down, I will, and if I'm going to be near you, I will probably turn the tune up as I go by with you on my right side and blow the cloud of black smoke inside your car. Just because, yeah, because I can.
Well, because you can. But you were provoked.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah. Big Man Bearded says, I had a friend in high school that had a Chevy truck with 40-inch tires. Whew. 40-inch tire, Jesus. And a 454 motor. 2 miles to a
There's a
gallon.
guy that lives at the other end of my neighborhood. They're like 40 or 44 inch, and it's a Ford F-150 crew cab.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how do you even get in that thing?
Yeah.
There's no way I could.
You need
I
like a
got a 6-inch
retractable ladder.
I got a 6-inch lift and steps on mine, and I have enough issues with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I didn't think it would be a problem, but like when I took this Tahoe up to New England, we stopped by my mom's house, and she had trouble getting into it. And it's they're 20-inch wheels, but it's the standard. It's no extra lift kit on it. It's just the standard Tahoe springs.
Does it running boards?
There are
boards on
some,
it?
but even still, like she's not used to that. You know, she's
Right.
used to just getting into like a car-sized vehicle. But things you don't really think about until you're like in real life trying to have people use it. Like, oh, I can't get into this thing, you know.
For sure. I'm glad I didn't have my. I had my knee surgeries and my hip surgery before I bought this truck for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's like the things you think about. Well, let's see. It's just about 10 o'clock. I think we could probably do one more giveaway just because I'm in a giving mood tonight.
Sounds like a plan.
And we have 4 people here, so that's going to be really fun. It's going to be
There you go.
Pick 1 or 2. All right, let's see. Let me switch this down to 1 to 2. And yeah, let's do a giveaway, guys. Here we go. All right. So, like I said, this will be just a number between 1 and 2. So when you see the word go, type in one number between 1 and 2, please. Get ready, get set, and go. Let's see, how's the new Escalade prices? I don't know about in the mainland, but here, $100,000 for a new one. Wow.
They're probably somewhere between 70 and 85, depending on what level you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I told my wife, I said, don't ever expect to get a brand new truck.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'd ever buy new anymore. The only new vehicle, well, I've bought 2 new vehicles in my life. My first new car was a 2000 Ford Focus, and then my second new vehicle was a 2014 Odyssey, and it was a nice ride. Both of them were nice rides, but when you go to trade it in later, you get so much less than you paid for. It's not worth it. And you can buy something a couple of years old from like CarMax or even at an old used dealership and get such a better deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody did guess 2. How about that? Let's see who was the first person to guess 2. So I think, okay, so really, am I correct in saying that no matter what, Big Man Bearded's going to win this one? Because even if we pick a 1, no one picked a yeah, so Big Man Bearded, we'll spin it just for posterity's sake, but looks like you won this one. Yeah, number 2.
Imagine that, it was number 2.
But even if it was number 1, I'd just roll it again, and then Big Man Bearded would win. So congratulations, Big Man Bearded. You will get yourself a $25 gift card. So that's awesome. And
I mean, most of what I see where I work is we deal in subprime. We're the subprime side of GM, and so a lot of it is used vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a contract today. I want to say it was like 23,000 for like a 2015 Silverado that had 130-something thousand miles on it. I was like, that's nuts. There's no way I'd pay that.
Yeah.
But
what
the market is.
And the used vehicle market has gone up about, I think, 25 or 30% in the past 8 to 10 months, too. So it's, what you might have gotten, that same vehicle might have been, 20 grand or 19 grand,
right,
10 months ago.
Well, we have a lot of big car lots just south of us here, and I don't know how they do them there, but like here, we'll have like a huge pod, and you'll have a Chevy dealership, a Ford dealership, a Hyundai, Honda, like all the big dealerships are all right there. So you can drive through and you can hit every model of car you want to go look at within a 5 square mile block.
Yeah.
And the new inventory, it just seems like, you used to drive by and it would packed full of cars, and they're not there.
Mm-hmm.
You might have a car and there's like 6 or 8 spaces in the next car.
Mm-hmm. I've seen some dealers like that here too. Not so much the big dealers, but some of the smaller dealers that would have their lots full before, they're down to maybe, a quarter of what they used to have.
Well, I think a lot of it too was the chip shortage. I know GM was shut down for a while with production because of the chip shortage. Chrysler was shut down for a while. I talked to a gentleman that worked for Chrysler, and they were shut down for a while too because of the shortage. Can't get parts.
Yep. Yeah, that chip shortage is it's been a
as electronic as everything is. I mean, even in your Tahoe, you said with the base model, there's power windows, power locks, all that stuff.
Yep.
Got to have the chips.
Mm-hmm. But, oh man, that car is so easy to drive though. You put the reverse on, the camera pops up. It's got Apple CarPlay, which I use Waze, for GPS, and like
Uh,
it's just nice having that right there. Like it'll tell you if someone reported a cop up ahead, so you'll know, and you can indicate
right.
yes, they're there or they're not, or if there's a debris on the road, you can report it.
That's what my wife uses when she drives. She loves it.
Yeah, it's just so easy.
I always joke with her, I can't drive there. I don't know where that is. She's like, well, you have navigation on your phone or whatever. I'm like, no, sorry, wrong side of town. I can't drive over there.
Right. All right, guys. Well, it's 10 o'clock, and I think we'll probably call it a night. But it's been a great conversation with you, Mike. And
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
yeah, you're welcome. All right. Stick around, Mike, for a second. We'll go ahead and close the show. But thank you guys so much for being here Friday night. And we will see you for Tuesday's Collaboration Corner, I hope. And then for sure next Friday. And if you're bored, you want to pop in 12 o'clock, I'm here Monday through Friday, 12 to 12:30. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.